Alright, so I have a video here of Paul Pierce and Gilbert Arenas talking about James Harden. So as they go along, I'm gonna try them in. Oh shit.
What advice would you give James Harden about playing for Doc? Man, I mean, I grew with Doc. See that was the thing. But the thing about James,
Let me just say this about Paul Pierce and Gilbert Arenas before everything goes on. Paul Pierce was one of those guys on a great Boston Celtics team. You know, he had two teammates come in that were just like him, stars in the league, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen. They came over, they signed to the Boston Celtics, and they stayed dedicated, and they end up winning the championship. They end up going to the chip twice. You know, they lost one and they won one, and they went up against the late great Kobe Bryant, who was their competition in those times. Also with Gilbert Arenas, he grew up in a time where he was in the league, and you know, he had to go up against those Celtics, but he also held his own. And he held his own so much that he has also got the nickname of Agent Zero. Guy was very explosive getting to the rim, very explosive shooter, comes off screens, he knows how to do a lot of things, you know, on the court. Very great, good passer, you know, play good defense also. But you know, Gilbert Arenas had situations off the court that led to coming on to court. So that led to his career being short, even due to injuries. So these two guys are good candidates to give results on James Harden. So let me try them in again.
really think he respects Doc. I don't think he respects Steve Nash. And then his time in
I don't think he respected Steve Nash either, because Steve Nash had a game plan. Steve Nash's game plan was to have his best scorers come off screens, back doors, you know, run an offensive play. You know, James Harden game plan was, let's do ISO ball. And I guess he was mad that since D'Antoni is the assistant coach, and Steve Nash was probably telling D'Antoni, we're not running no ISO ball. We're running some plays. We're running offensive plays. You didn't do that with me when I played for you in Phoenix. We ran plays. When I played for you in Phoenix, you didn't tell me go out there and make it happen. And let's run some isolations. You know? So Steve Nash was probably telling James Harden, we're not doing that. And James Harden didn't agree with it. And it made him unhappy. And he forced his way out into going to Philly with Daryl Morey.
Houston just got old. When you play for a team so long and it just y'all don't make it, it's just like. But I just don't. He gonna respect Doc, and Doc is gonna do everything in his power to try to make them two work. But my thing is, when I look at
Paul, I pause on that one, but I don't think he's gonna respect Doc. I think they're gonna clash. I think they're gonna clash just because of how Joel Embiid game is and how James Harden game is. These guys are two guys that don't run plays. They don't run no plays. Joel Embiid is one of them dudes that give me the ball down here. Is it? I'ma work it out down here. He don't try setting picks, coming off back doors. He don't come to the top of the key to make things look a little off. You know, like the way Mike Malone uses Nikola Jokic in order to win games. He set plays for Jokic. I watch how he set plays for Jokic. I don't see Joel Embiid doing that. You know, I don't see the same with James Harden. I don't see it. I feel like James Harden is going to be the only one in Philly. I feel like he has Daryl Morey, which is the guy that believes in him so much. I feel like Daryl Morey is going to get rid of Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid because of James Harden.
Embiid right now is the best big in the game, but I'm like, if I had a chance to play with the talent that Harden played with, I'd probably be walking out here with 5 championships. I mean,
You ask me, the guy's a big baby, man. He complained about everything. He complained about Chris Paul. Look what Chris Paul has done since he stopped playing with James Harden. He went to the chip, but he didn't win, but he went to the chip. He played with Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook, I mean, to me, those are like the same players because their basketball IQ sucks, man. But you play with, after Chris Paul and Russ, you play with Dwight Howard also. He came over there in Houston. What you do with him? As you can see, he also played with Kevin Durant. He played with Kyrie Irving. This guy, if you play with those two players, you're on the same team with those two players. And because you don't get to play ISO ball and you're unhappy, this is why you lose championship. And it shows. It showed in that system when he was there in Brooklyn. He tried to play within that system. It worked the first time when he arrived because I guess Steve Nash said I ain't gonna push his buttons early. But as things started going along, I guess Kevin probably went over to Steve like, yo, listen, this ice ball shit is whack. You feel me? So he probably told Kevin probably told Steve, me and you was in Golden State. You remember what we used to run up there. You remember the plays we used to run in Golden State. Why are we doing this now? And from what I'm also hearing, Kyrie Irving, like I said in the other video, Kyrie Irving and James Harden bumped heads a lot. They don't want to say it in the press conference, but they said it in practice. Them two bumps heads a lot. So, let's keep going.
he didn't play with Chris Paul, Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Dwight Howard.
I just said all that,
Kyrie Irving. And now you playing with Jim. Like you played against with all Hall of Famers.
Yeah. Even Blake Griffin.
And that ain't worked yet. You know what it is. It's different than when we played, right? Because we played and we had to adapt to different offenses. Because he's never had to adapt, he don't have the off the ball scoring.
It's because D'Antoni and Daryl Morey babied that man. They babied him so much, and they gave him the keys to the kingdom. When in reality, if you're the head coach, you have a star player like James Harden. You should be telling your star player what he should do and what he should not do. James Harden was spoiled, man. And this is what happens when you spoil somebody.
He don't have those plays. He has the play. Give me the ball at the top of the key. I'm going to play the ISO ball. I'm going to do that. That's
correct. He's an ISO king.
99.9% of the time. So he don't have balls that way. I'm backdooring weak card. I'm going to post. I'm going to catch it at the elbow. He don't have off the ball scoring and don't know how to do it. So if the offense isn't ran like that, I don't know. I don't think he can actually play with it. So he's going to always be unhappy.
Correct, Gilbert.
He's going to always be unhappy because he doesn't, I don't know if he's...
And watch how his unhappiness drives Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid off the team. I guarantee you, things look all good and gravy right now between him and Embiid. I guarantee you, sooner or later, Embiid's going to be like, I can't play with this dude.
Ready to compromise his game and say, you know what? Let me learn how to backdoor and come off down street and come off. It's too late. And I think it's too late for it. Like how old is he now? 32. You ain't gonna learn that now. And then that's what I said. It's not gonna learn. It's like if you try to go into practice, say, James, I need you to get out on the break.
You hear that, guys? This is coming from Paul Pierce, one of the greats, who played in the offensive system with Doc Rivers. So I guarantee you Doc will lose his job if they lose this year. I'm not even gonna say this year. I give it to next year. Watch. Doc will be in a hot seat next year when they start losing games like this.
I need you to get to this mid. I need you to spot up in the corner. Have you ever seen him do all of that?
No.
Nah.
It's too late for that.
And that's the problem that he's going to have with Embiid. You guys technically are both wanting to do the same thing. Catch the ball at the top of the key. Embiid want to pump fake, do all that.
Mhm.
You want it, bounce, bounce, bounce. Y'all are clashing. That is
All
going to be
day.
a clash. What ends up happening is one of them is going to say, yo.
And that clash is not going to be beautiful. See, Joel Embiid could have did that with Ben, because Ben is not like too much of a guy that's ready to go back and forth with you. Ben is like, yo, listen, I don't want to hear all that. You know, you want to argue, you stay over there. Ben is going to move the fuck out the way. Joel Embiid and James Harden is going to go at it, because James Harden don't back down. So them two going to go at it. And I think Joel Embiid might knock him the hell out.
Hey.
Well, it's going to be brand new at first. So they're going to have their first run. They win it, everything is great. They're going to say they lose. They're going to come back. Like, all right, this is going to be the adjustment this year. If that shit don't start working the following year, you see James probably going somewhere
Yeah,
else.
what's so funny is, shit, he didn't sign his...
Shit, Paul, you say James going somewhere else. I say James stay, and he tell Daryl Morey to get rid of Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid. I guarantee you. Not only that, I also guarantee this. You see Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, they getting their buckets right now. I guarantee you, they ain't gonna be getting their buckets no more.
So he gonna get a taste of it the second half of this season and realize, because you gotta remember, everybody talking about they had championship, they favorite, not realizing it's only you two.
Facts.
So because the way you two play, Tobias, you don't even know it yet. Your game is about to be done.
I
It's gonna be
just
one-on-one
said that.
and then one-on-one. There ain't no seconds for you right now. So what ends up happening is everybody's gonna be cut out of this offense to try to take these two that they don't have a team.
Yep. All right. That's it for that video. I just wanted to give my piece on James Harden and show you guys. Even the late great Kobe Bryant, before he passed away, he said that standing at the top of the key is not going to work. You scoring, dribbling, going. That's not going to work. It's not going to win you no championships. It's not going. You need to change up your offensive game plan, and you need to start working with your coach and start working on plays. But it's too late. Like they said, James Harden has already reached a certain age where you are who you are. So with that video being done, you guys have a nice day and enjoy.